Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are taking a look into the future. We're figuring out which cities in Southeast Asia you can actually count on to get you around in 2025.
You know the feeling, right? Just stuck, watching the clock tick by? It is, without a doubt, a universal frustration. But in a region that was once, let's be honest, famous for urban chaos, some cities are making absolutely incredible leaps forward. So the big question is, who's finally getting it right?
Look, for anyone with an eye on Southeast Asia, whether you're thinking about business, travel, or maybe even finding a new home, a city's infrastructure is everything. It really unlocks its potential. And that's exactly why today we're counting down the top 5 cities that aren't just building stuff, they're building smart, with a really clear vision for a connected future.
Okay, let's dive right in. Our countdown starts with a city that's not just building for today, but for a future that it's actively designing right now. Coming in at number 5, well, this one is a real testament to pure ambition.
So let's kick things off with our number 5 city.
And that dynamic megacity is Ho Chi Minh City. You know, what's so cool about this pick is that its spot on our list isn't just about what's already built. It's really earned by the sheer scale of its future plans and, honestly, how fast it's making them happen.
And you can see it right here. The city's planners are treating connectivity as the absolute spine of its growth. We're not talking about a few random projects. This is a whole metro-first strategy, with new lines popping up, and they're building communities around them. Then you add in all the smart city stuff you see, like 5G and integrated mobility apps, and what you've got is a city with some serious forward momentum.
All right, coming in at number 4, we have a city that isn't just playing catch-up. No, it is rewriting its own story with some pretty impressive speed and, frankly, a lot of determination.
For so long, when you heard Jakarta, you thought of 2 things, gridlock and flooding. But years of sustained investment and a clear strategy are starting to fundamentally change what daily life is like for millions of people there.
Now, what's really fascinating here is the shift this represents. Jakarta is moving away from just managing one crisis after another to actually implementing long-term, lasting solutions. Ever since it opened its first MRT line, it has been aggressively rolling out extensions and brand new lines. You combine that with huge drainage and seawall projects to fight flooding, and what you see is a megacity that's finally tackling its biggest problems head-on.
Okay, our number 3 city has had a reputation for traffic for, well, a long time. But it's been quietly and very effectively rewriting that narrative.
That's right, Bangkok. I know, the traffic can still be a nightmare. But the city has been undergoing a massive expansion of its mass transit network that is totally changing how people get around.
So here's the crucial thing. It's a shift in mindset. The planners aren't just thinking about the central business district anymore. They're building these orbital links and connecting the satellite towns. And what that does is take pressure off the central roads and spread out the economic activity. By 2025, with all these new lines, modern automated trains, and better stations, Bangkok is well on its way from gridlock to a truly resilient, layered network.
Okay, now we are entering the top tier. These next 2 cities, they're not just playing the game, they're changing it. They're setting a whole new standard for urban infrastructure across the entire region.
Our runner-up has been on an absolute infrastructure fast track, delivering game-changing projects that are completely reshaping the daily commute.
Yep, Kuala Lumpur. The progress there recently has been nothing short of remarkable. And it's largely thanks to its Klang Valley Mass Rapid Transit network, which has just dramatically improved how people get around a metro area that used to be completely dependent on cars.
The new Putrajaya line has already been a huge deal. But the planned MRT3 Circle line, that's the real masterstroke. It's designed to knit all the commuter suburbs together instead of just funneling every single person through the city center. This clear shift away from depending on cars and towards a rail-first plan makes Kuala Lumpur one of the region's most exciting infrastructure success stories, for sure.
And now, for the undisputed leader, the city that has for a very long time been the benchmark for what urban infrastructure should be in Southeast Asia.
I mean, are we really surprised? Singapore is still the region's alpha city in 2025. And it's not just because it has amazing assets like Changi Airport, but for something much, much deeper.
This whole idea of system thinking, that's the secret sauce. It's not just about having a fantastic airport or an efficient metro. It's about how every single piece of the city puzzle fits together perfectly. Think about it. When you step off the metro in Singapore, you're not just on a platform.
You're suddenly in this network of sheltered walkways that connect you to bus stops, bike sharing, shopping malls. It's all designed as one single, seamless journey. And that's why everything just works.
So what's the common thread here? I mean, what can we learn from these 5 very different success stories? Well, while each city is unique, they all kind of share a common blueprint for building a better urban future.
And this chart illustrates that shared blueprint perfectly. It's that magic combination of big, ambitious transit projects plus all the smart policies that go with them. Things like smart zoning, digital integration, and a real long-term commitment to not just build something shiny, but to maintain and expand it.
So after all that, which city is the best? Well, the best city really depends on what you value most. It's not a one-size-fits-all kind of thing.
Okay, let's break it down. If you need world-class reliability above all else, if you just need things to work perfectly every single time, then Singapore is without a doubt the gold standard. But if you're an entrepreneur or someone who thrives on the energy of rapid growth, seeing a city transform right before your eyes, then you've got to watch Kuala Lumpur, Jakarta, and Ho Chi Minh City. And if you just want to see a case study in how a megacity can pivot on a massive scale, Bangkok's transit story is the one to follow.
You know, infrastructure can seem like the boring plumbing of a city, but it shapes everything about our lives, where we can afford to live, how we spend our time, and how businesses can grow. So that leaves us with one final question for you to think about. Based on these trends, just on infrastructure alone, which of these cities' blueprints appeals most to you, and why?